How are you doing, guys? Hopping on here for another quick solo podcast, just to catch up on what's been going on in the world, specifically my world, obviously, and to promote our comp coming up on the 25th of August, which I'm very excited about. So, just got back from a staycation, was away with the family, stayed down at my parents for a few days, then the whole family went off to Margate. It was really nice, man. Like, we haven't had a gathering like that with everyone. I'm talking, obviously, parents, my brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, all the kids. It's been a long time. It's been a couple of years since we've done that. And yeah, it was so much fun. Like, we hired a giant Airbnb, and just spent time hanging out, eating ice cream, having drinks, playing games, and letting the grandparents parent for us while we generally took a bit of time off. It was really nice. It was nice to see Rowan playing with Niall. So Niall, my nephew, he's a year younger, very close in age. So obviously very much like myself and my brothers and my cousins, very close in age, growing up very close together. So it was nice to see that kind of obviously carrying on for another generation. And it's nice to see Rowan come out of his shell a bit. He's very, very shy, like I am, and awkward, like I am. It's almost like he got it from me. But yeah, so he's very shy. It took a long time for him to socialise in nursery, but he absolutely loves Niall. Niall's absolutely mental, like bouncing off the walls, very, very hyper. And I think it brings Rowan out of his shell a bit, which is awesome to see. He's running around like a little mentalist, having fun. It's just very heartwarming to see. We spent the 3 nights down in Margate, 4 days, then back to my parents again. Very handy, obviously, having my dad on deck, because Rowan also loves him. Obviously, I have my mum as well, but he's obsessed with my dad. So we'll just like latch on to him. But it was actually really nice to see he was bonding a lot with my mum on this journey. He's got a very specific bee in his bonnet about having one friend at a time sort of thing. So if I ask him, Rowan, am I your friend? He's like, no, only Bapu. And Bapu being obviously granddad. Recently, he promoted Hayley's mum into the friend list. So Bapu and grandma. But I feel like now Nanny, my mum, got a bit of Rowan time. It was nice to see them spending more time together. And while I was down there, my uncle put on my radar a challenge. It was an eating challenge. Some of you would have seen it across on my other account. The eating challenge looked ridiculous on paper. Looked even more ridiculous when it came on a plate in front of me. So it was breakfast that you had to try and scran through in 20 minutes to get it free. If you've managed to finish it, you get on the Wall of Fame. Now, obviously, I thought, well, you know what, I can give this a good crack. Looked at the list of ingredients or items that I suppose that will be on there, and figured I could make my way through them. What you don't kind of conceptualize when you look at that is the amount. So when it says beans, you don't realize the amount of beans. Chips, you don't realize the amount of chips. I should have looked at the Wall of Fame and noted that no one has done this challenge since 2018, and before that no one had done it since 2013, and before that no one had done it since 2010, and only 6 people have finished it. Obviously I thought I'd give it a crack. I feel like I acquitted myself well. How we doing? Sorry, I've got you sideways, so I have to crick my neck to see you. I feel like I gave it a good attempt. So off the top of my head, there were 4 sausages, 4 bits of bacon, 2 bits of toast, a quarter pounder, beans, mushrooms, bubble and squeak, chips, hash browns, 4 hash browns, 4 eggs, and onion rings. And I managed to clear it all minus the chips, which I chipped away at. The mushrooms, I had a few of those, and the bubble and squeak. The rest of it was gone. And yeah, it was a tough to put it into what's the word? brain fart, to conceptualize just how difficult it was. Felt pretty full up, obviously, after my attempt. Had a little bit of ice cream after because I'm a glut. However, didn't eat a proper meal till the following evening. So I had that in the morning, didn't eat lunch, had a little bit of ice cream, didn't eat dinner, didn't eat breakfast the next day, didn't eat lunch, ate dinner. And then I was still pretty satisfied. So yeah, it's pretty filling. And now, in my mind, I've got the urge to go back and finish it because I want to go on the Wall of Fame. You know, I feel like I can't leave it unfinished. So if you know me, you know that I've got an issue leaving things unfinished. I'm a completionist. This can be beneficial. It can be incredibly toxic or detrimental. So example of it being detrimental to me is Lost, the TV series Lost, that some of you probably would have watched and, like most people, fallen off of because it lost its way. And for me, I'd watched Lost while I was in uni, so 19, 20. And I stopped watching it maybe 1 or 2 seasons from the end because I just got fed up of it. Then fast forward about 10 years, maybe more, and in my mind I thought, well, I wonder whatever happened in Lost. I don't remember, I don't know how it ended, and I want to know how it ended. Rather than look up how it ended or just watch the seasons I hadn't seen, I figured, well, I can't really remember what happened up until that point, so I bought the box set and started the whole thing over again. Obviously got to the same point where I was like, this is ridiculous, I'm not going to watch it anymore. However, I've come that far and I decided, no, I'm going to stick through it. I need to finish this. So I finished it. Obviously not worth it. But I've done that with many things. It's obviously like 24, which I loved. Kind of fell off watching it because I moved house and everything like that. Multiple years later, wanted to know how it ended. Obviously couldn't remember too much about the seasons before. Bought the box set, binged through it all again. So that kind of fills over to every aspect of my life. I don't like to leave things unfinished, and that breakfast plate is going to haunt me. The fact that I didn't get through it, I need to finish it. I want to go to the Wall of Fame. I feel like I need to be on a Wall of Fame somewhere, just for my own ego's sake, you know. Because how many people get on a Wall of Fame? And this particular one, only 6 people. So I want to be lucky number 7. So yeah, we'll see. Might go back down to Margate and try that again. And I have to put in some training for it this time. You know, I have to be a bit of a glut. And see what I can do, because I feel like I can finish it. You know, I can definitely give it a go. Sorry, it's been an early start, so coffee is my friend today. While I was down there, so 2 of my brothers have just started jiu-jitsu. So I've got 3 little brothers, 2 of them have started jiu-jitsu finally, after me trying to get them to do it for absolutely ages. They've listened and started it, which is good. Got 1 more to convert. So I went down to their class, which was awesome. It's a very good club, real nice guys, run by Connor Soper, I believe his surname is. Very good grappler. You know, he's managed some pretty big victories on Victory, the show. I believe he's got the belt there as well. So he's a good grappler, good coach as well. Really enjoyed the class. Very grateful for them for welcoming me down. And it's good to see my brothers starting grappling. Now, obviously, at the minute they're doing the typical white belt thing. I'm saying to them, like, they have the same issue that most people do when they start, of grabbing the head, just because it's there, right? You know, you want to grab the head. So trying to talk them around it, but it's like they're new to it, and we all start the same way, you know. So I'm looking forward to seeing their development, and hopefully before too long there won't be a bunch of white belts in the family. There'll only be 1 left, and hopefully we'll get him grappling soon as well. Also, super cool mug. Figured this needs a bit of a show off. So this was a present from Casey. Shout out to you, Case, for me getting the black belt the other week, and it's my favourite cup in the world. It is very cool. So yeah, in that 10 days, didn't do anything. I was a bit of a slob. Had that 1 jit sesh, which was tough. Get back and threw myself into training, you know, full bore. Unfortunately, couldn't go to the Wednesday AVT class, which I wanted to get to in the Wednesday morning, just because of work. It was a bit busy this week. Looking forward to getting to that next week. And my God, the DOMs. I feel like I don't deserve the amount of DOMs that I've got for 10 days off, because I feel like it takes a lot longer than 10 days to get in shape and fit and strong. I feel like it's a bit of a piss take that in 10 days of not really doing anything, you can feel so sore. So I did the one workout, which, like, for reference, it did have all the things that would make you sore in there. So it had lunges, it had squats, it had pull-ups. So yeah, I'm feeling it still. So I did that on Tuesday, I'm gonna say, and yeah, I've got the day 2 DOMs now. So sat on a stool at the minute, and it is not comfy. It's no bueno. But really want to obviously get straight back into it, hit it hard, because I'm hoping to get an opponent for our comp coming up, purely because I really want one of the medals. They are super cool. So G&G medals, shout out to those guys. I'm going to tag them in this. They have absolutely knocked it out of the park with these medals, and I just really want one. Just because they're cool. I'm like a magpie, basically. Anything shiny and bright is going to catch my attention. These medals definitely did, and yeah, I feel like it'd be good to brush off the comp rust. You know, obviously I had the in-house comp match for the black belt the other week, which was good. You know, it's the most competitive round I've done in terms of closest to a competition in a while. But competing is a skill, right? And if you don't compete often, that skill rusts. And it sounds silly to say, right? Because you might roll every day, but you don't roll with the same like mental pressure or the intensity, and you don't get the same kind of reaction from it, like the adrenaline, all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't really get the adrenaline dump in the gym, you know, unless you're really going for it or you're nervous for whatever reason. So you get that in comp. The more you do it, the more you can handle it, you know, the more you can tolerate it, and the more you can manage it. Same as anything, right? It's just a skill that you need to practice. So it'd be good to get back to competing more regularly. Now this one it'll be good, hopping up a weight class for it, because after that breakfast and 10 days, there is no chance I'm going to be 80 kilos in time. And I mean, I probably could be 80 kilos in time, but truth be told, I cannot be asked to cut weight for this one because it's too close, and all of that breakfast just absolutely fucking slayed me. So I think I'm like 84 at the minute, and losing 4 kilos in like a week, I just figured I'd just do 85. So I put myself in there, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've got a couple of the big lads in there as well. For anyone watching this that is part of the comp, or if you're watching this after the fact, we're looking ideally to fill out the divisions that we've got now, rather than take on people in new divisions. So if you're looking on there and you're 75 kilos and there's no one in your division, but there's a fuckload of people in 80, go to 80, do us a solid, because it will just mean that we've got a packed division, which we want. And we're running every division as a round robin, so it's not going to be a traditional knockout. So for example, we've got one division, the blue belts under 75. I think we've got 7-8 people in it. You're going to fight everyone in that division, so you get the one true king of the division. And that division, that bracket looks sick. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Obviously we've got Danny in there from our gym. Obviously Danny is one of the more technical grapplers from us. He's been with us since day one. His development has been amazing. Max from Powerhouse and ABT has jumped into that as well. Now Max is a young kid, but he's going to be something. Like this kid is very, very good, very young, very dangerous grappler. I'm excited to see how he does in the blue belt division. And obviously having trained with both of them, or trained Danny specifically, and cornered Max, you know, it would be good to see their development in this tourney, to be fair. We've got a couple of the big lads in there, like over 100 kilos, that don't have an opponent at the minute. I think there's one at white belt, one at blue belt. Possibly merge those two together, but if we got any other big lads that want to hop in, give us a shout. We'll try and get you in there, and ideally try and get you in one division. So again, you get multiple matches. Obviously with the heavyweights, you don't tend to get as many people in the brackets, so if we can merge you and give you multiple matches, that's what we'll do, because ultimately we want to give people as much experience as they can get, especially the lower belts, and as many matches as they can get. Speaking of the medals, so got them over here to tempt you guys. So this is the bronze. As you can see, pretty big chunky boys, and they're heavy. They're pretty sick. Gym logo on the front, because we're shilling ourselves out there. We've got the competition logo, the Yorkshire sub only on the back, Sweatbox all down the band. So Sweatbox is our house. It is the gym that homes the competition and ourselves, the grappling team, Combat Base. And yeah, I obviously appreciate them putting this on for us. Silver, pretty dapper too, and obviously gold, which I haven't actually got a gold medal yet. I've got a couple of like trophies from winning sub-onlys and things like that, but not an actual tournament. But yeah, super hyped. Hopefully get a chance to compete for one of these, because they're pretty dapper and it'd be nice to add one of those to the collection. Yeah, outside of that, back to business as normal. Today being the early start, rocked up. It was the first 5:20 alarm that I've had in a while, and yeah, it's an experience. You know, that alarm, when you don't have it for 10 days, it hurts coming back. But again, it's one of those things, you get used to it. Like the more you do it, the more you're used to it. So I'm sure when my 5:20 alarm goes off tomorrow, it will be slightly less awful, or at least I very much hope it will be slightly less awful, because it couldn't really be more awful. Today was pretty bad. The other thing with our comp coming up, massive shout out to all the gyms in the local area. We've had a lot of support for this one through the local gyms. Appreciate you guys signing up for this, because obviously all these comps we're putting on, ultimately they're to raise money to get some new mats for the gym. Mats are fucking expensive. Hey, how we doing, Nikki? Mats are expensive, and the mats we want to get are very expensive. We're going to ultimately mat out the room behind us, which is a lot bigger. It's just going to cost a bomb. So more of these comps is going to help us raise the money for that, which I'm very hyped for. I'm going to clip the bit of me showing off these medals to use it as bait to get people to enter. So anyone that's like me and like a magpie and just likes the shiny things, hopefully you see these and think, fuck, I'll sign up. I want to get me one of those medals. And obviously, if there's anyone in my division, hop in, because I really want one. So we'll see. Yeah, so Thursday, so open mat at 1 o'clock, which is going to be tough. Hopefully be quiet, because I am sore. Tomorrow back to, ideally, unless work dictates otherwise, which it has for the last couple of weeks, but if I don't get anything on in the morning, I'll be doing 2 open mats, morning and evening, which means by Saturday I will be absolutely fucked. However, by Saturday it will be CJI day. Now, Craig Jones Invitational, I am so hyped for this tourney. I think the under 80 kilo bracket is probably one of the best brackets I've ever seen in a grappling event. It looks absolutely sick. Obviously that starts on Friday. The problem with it starts at 11 p.m. We're going to do a watch party at the gym. I love doing watch parties. It's very good for social. Get everyone in, get a couple of beers, get some food, and watch some grappling and just hang out in general. Now, with Craig Jones Invitational being at 11, a lot of people are like, it's too late to start. So what we're going to do is on Saturday, might subscribe to Flow for 1 month, because I'm not signing up for a year, just to watch ADCC. However, if people have managed to avoid spoilers for the Craig Jones Invitational, we can put that on, which I imagine will be on their YouTube. We can put that on as well and basically watch both, which will be awesome. Good hangout, lots of grappling to chew through. Watching Gabby Garcia and Craig Jones will be interesting, because the build up to that has been hilarious. Like, I've been dying watching all of the stuff, all in good humor. It's so funny. Like, they're absolutely killing me with that. Obviously Fion's got a huge match on that as well against Mackenzie Dern. It's one of those, it's easy to say Fion should take that match, because she's been involved in grappling a lot more, specifically recently, where Mackenzie's been kind of trying to keep multiple baskets full in terms of her skill set. Like, for me, it's, again, easy to say Fion should win it, but in my opinion, that's what's going to happen. Mackenzie is obviously a fantastic grappler, but when you get someone that is a pure specialist, purely training in one discipline, and you get someone that's trying to be more of a generalist, even though obviously Mackenzie is very much a specialist to start with. She's now obviously like splitting her attention in terms of what she trains. You got to go with the specialist overall. on this because they're competing in the specialist rule set. So imagine that Fionn should take that. And I mean, in my opinion, Fionn's probably like one of the best pound for pound grapplers out there at the moment. So it's hard to see her losing that match, but it's going to be a very good match, be good to watch. The over 80 kilo division in the CJI, you got some good guys in there. So obviously Nicky Rod being one of the favourites. You got Victor Hugo, another one of the favourites. There's going to be some good matches. I cannot wait to see it. Free on YouTube as well. That's the insane thing. So like, you've got no excuse. Even if you don't watch it live, you can watch it after the fact, which is probably what we're going to do. And I can't wait for it. And on that note, guys, it's good to be back. Looking forward to this comp. So obviously the comp I'm going to be posting about a fair bit in the coming days. So get yourself in, because it'll be good to get the brackets full up. We want to get as many people, as many matches as possible. And yeah, let's say raise some money for the gym, get some nice new mats. Looking forward to hitting the hard open mats on Friday and Sunday. It's going to hurt, but again, once your body's back in it, you're back in it, aren't you? So yeah, looking forward to that. Cheers for hopping on, guys. Like I say, sign up to our comp, win yourself one of these cool medals. Like I say, totally dapper, super chunky, definitely look good on your trophy cabinet. It's only 25 quid. That's the other thing. In terms of comp, you're not going to find many that are run at that price. So yeah, it's a nice cheap way to get experience, get you practicing for the bigger comps, you know, in a pretty low stress environment. So that's why we wanted to put it on. Benefit the gym, benefit the grapplers. Cheers for hopping on, folks, and I'll see you all on the other side.